Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, but first, let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. How about a high of 77 and a low of 62? Is that not nice? The whole week looks really good. So thank goodness for that. Thank God for that. Take a look at our water temperature brought to us by Allco Electric out of electrical contractors out of Lynn Haven. How about a 65.7? That's the highest it's been all year in the 6 weeks we've been this year, but it's really shooting up there pretty fast. Our river reading is brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. The Apalachicola Brunstown, we're looking at a 7.4, been steady for about 2 weeks like this. And then the Choctaw Caribbean, same situation. They're down to a even 5 foot this morning at Caribbean. So one reading's at Brunstown, one reading's at Caribbean. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is Tuesday the 11th. We have a low tide at 7:07 and coming in till about 9:30 tonight. A good strong tide. Next couple of days, this weekend don't look very strong tide, but we'll try to work out something for y'all. Our water temperature, like I said, with it coming in warm in the Gulf like that, it's pushing on up into the bay. So I don't ever get the water temperature in the bay system. I don't know if the government keeps that or what, but it should have an effect on it. Wind now becoming south-southeast at about 10 to 15. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. First thing, let's add some names. Okay, if you've sent it in and haven't added your name, text me or let me know something if I haven't, because I know I don't get all of them. I get about 99% of them, and some of them fall through the crack. But Matthew Griffin, Clarksville, he didn't fall through. Matthew Griffin. How about up in the Funac Springs? Billy Ray Wilcox. All right, good to hear from y'all. And Michelle Wilcox, loyal viewers since day one. Good folks up there. Okay, now, let's get to some pictures. Every now and then I run across an old picture, bring back so many fond memories, and this one sure did when I saw it the other night. I want to make a copy and show it to you. So here it is. This is the first Navarre Beach Pier opened April 12th, 1963. This pier will always be special to me because I actually caught my first pompano off this pier. It's a wonderful story. One of my college teammates, he went to Choctaw High School, and his dad was stationed at Eglin, had retired from Eglin, and he was all into fishing. And my buddy, his son, didn't want to fish that much, but I went home with him one weekend, and he made his own jig back then. And about halfway, that spot right there, School of Pompano came in, and he showed me where they were, how to find them, and I cast, and I just caught my first pompano. And I was thinking back over the years, the families that enjoyed that, the individuals enjoyed it, but they had a great, look up in the sand, you see very many buildings, but look at the cars and trucks right there. That's a cool picture. 1963, and let me add this too. One of the things that our government leaders, a lot of times, they get criticized a lot, but whoever back then, in those days, the government leaders and people in charge of some of our tax money, they had the vision and foresight to build a pier way back then, which was not many going on the Gulf Coast. I don't know who they were, but I do applaud them and the same folks here at Panama City Beach that did it here. So good deal. All right, let's move on. We got some cool pictures. How about jumping into fresh water? It's been steady on the Choctawhatchee River. Roy Rushing, is that not a fine mess of fish right there? Yeah, I'm telling you, that's fine fishing. Okay, legend has it that this man parked here and waited for his wife to get ready. Gail, I'm not going to say anything, but that's funny. All right. Well, recently, the Apalachicola River Keeper, that's a group of folks that sort of takes care of everything. This is the final haul they got from the bay, the river, and the shoreline during the Ghost Trap Rodeo. Look at this, folks. We pulled in 51 abandoned crab traps and a large amount of assorted debris, totaling 6,560 pounds of trash removed. Thanks to everyone who came out. And look at all that. See, and a lot more back behind it, but the crab traps don't weigh that much, but a bunch of them that you got abandoned. So good job getting 6,000 pounds out of that beautiful Apalachicola river and bay system. This is cool. The FWC now, let your elementary schools and high schools know about this. I talked about this last year. It's a fish art contest, and actually it was inspired by a fifth grader's homework assignment, and it became international. So anyway, and what you do is open to all youth, K through 12, and actually you can do it individually. You don't have to go through a school or anything, but a completed entry, just fill out the form. But here's the categories. Category 1 is freshwater, and there, of course, you can read all the freshwater fish we have in Florida. And then category 2 is saltwater. Again, all the most of them we see here, right here on the Gulf Coast. Every one of those except for snook. Okay, so that's categories, and then just some rules. Basically, you only get one per entrance and participants. It just goes on rules. I'm not going to read all those to you, but you can look it up. And the winner, let's see, first place winner gets a rod and reel combo, and it gets put on display at FWC office over there in Tallahassee, and then T-shirts and all that. So anyway, I looked up, here's last year's winner. These are cool. Their top category will be freshwater. The bottom category will be saltwater. So this is grade 10 through 12 on freshwater. You see that bass, and then look at there. Okay, that's grade 10 through 12. And saltwater, that's really good there. Okay, then the next category is grade 10 through 12. Here's middle school, 7 through 9. They like those bass. All right. And then the bottom line right there, saltwater, 7 through 9. Now I thought that one those two were very colorful for grades 7 through 9. Okay, and then the elementary level, 4 through 6. Bass is jumping up out of water. Everybody likes that bass. That one on the right now has a lot of color to it, but that one on the left is very realistic. And then saltwater, grades 4 through 6. Don't that speckled trout look almost real? Wow. And then the redfish. And then the last group, kindergarten through 3rd. I don't know how kindergarten through 3rd does this. Is that not cool? And then right here, the saltwater. That's cool right there. Okay. Speaking of kids, I mean, I didn't write this, but I would mean every word of it. Do the world a favor. Don't give your 6-year-old a smartphone. Teach them to dig up some worms and catch a fish. Folks, that is so true. I wanted to, let me close out this section on that right there. That is so important that this generation of parents understand what's going on with the kids on electronic media. The first generation of parents were blindsided by the effects of what happened. The research we talked about it. It's just mind-boggling, but you don't have to look at research, just look around and see what's going on. So get the kids outdoors, get them doing things, have fun, let them go outside and play. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a little video right here. This is Bill Roxby over there in South Walton. He sent me this video. First of all, he said, "Hey, sorry, Coach. I have not sent any new videos lately. I look back, you haven't seen any since October, Bill, so you've been slacking." So let's take a look at this. This is cool. This is backyard video. So, something spooked them, okay? Have the raccoon, the chickens, and the deer, okay? So they're just getting along together fine. Those chickens are valuable now. They're laying eggs. So anyway, I like how the deer sort of spooked, but they're coming back. And he told me later that the raccoon basically is blind. He knows his animals well. He's gotten over the years. He has his backyard over there. I think this is so cool to have these. And I don't. The kids. He said the kids having a blast. You got, I think, some banana there. I don't know if I get that close to him, but he smells it. The raccoon smells it. Can't tell where it's at. See, you heard it. Okay, so he smells it. He wants to come back. Watch the chicken run him off. Look at there. Look at there. Chickens are like that. If you know chickens very well, they're a lot like that. But anyway, I told me it's like a zoo. Yeah, it's like a zoo over there, and I get a kick out when he brings this stuff and shows it, or sends it and shows it. Okay, let me switch back to my iPad now. Electronics are amazing. The biggest thing on is he's got food in his backyard the whole time, and that's what's going on. Okay. All right, let's start here. This is speaking, taking care of your area, the land you have, and all. Especially if you're trying to raise quail or anything like that, you have these predators. We talk about the coyotes and the bobcats. If you own a farm or something, they're the biggest predators to quail eggs, and turkey. They're really bad on young turkey. So up here in Alabama, Chris Kramer on the place up there in Abbeville, they shot some of those bobcats, which is very strong predators on the birds there. Okay, that's Sawyer, son Sawyer. Okay, this is when I had Rick Corley on. Bert Strickland sent this. My son's family is the Don of Phoenix City and Columbus. I'll get their names. That's who Uncle Charlie sold to. I'm talking about the moonshine. Charlie dealt with the underboss, Mutt. He retired taking care of Betty and Don's wife in Graceville. As Rick said, they're all passed away now, but Betty looked just like Judy Garland. She was a showgirl, but that was a story there. But anyway, these fish right here, he catches them at a boat ramp. This was, I believe, which boat ramp was this? Around, might have been, let's see, Clarksville, one of the boat ramp he catches, I thought he took out his boat, but he actually fishes boat ramps, which is interesting. That's a good idea to fish boat ramps. Here they are right here. Because what happens, you have some deep water there. Okay, I know y'all watch the Super Bowl. Okay, I got tickled. All right, so you see Jimmy Johnson there. Here, okay, so you see what's going on. I was sort of in and out. I was doing all kinds of things, but I stopped by and watched some of it, the pregame and all that. But anyway, we get the food. That's the chef Gordon Ramsay, and he was fixing up something for Strahan and Jimmy Johnson and let's see, Terry Bradshaw. So he said something about fish, so that caught my attention, and I was watching what he did. He was sort of had fried some fish, which is sort of unusual to fry fish at a place like that. So he got it fried up and made a big old sandwich. And don't we all love fish sandwiches? Look at Jimmy Johnson there. He had a mouthful. Let me go back here to this picture here. He's biting into it. I've always liked that guy. And so what happened? Here's the kicker. Here's what I want to show it to you. Here's the big deal. Guess what kind of fish it was? A drum. And that's what I tell everybody. I'll throw that back. It's full of worms. So I guess maybe they'll cut the worms out of it. But when he said it was a drum, I just cracked up. So you can eat anything, I guess. So especially you make a sandwich out of it, put all kinds of stuff on it. You sort of drown the taste out of it. It tastes bad. So I wanted to share that with you. I know y'all will probably enjoy some of that. Okay, go to Panama City fishing page. Our good buddy Brock Meyer. Haven't heard from him lately. And all of a sudden he got out, and we're talking about beeliners and red grouper, and of course he threw back some gags, and then he went back to he threw back 3 gags, but that's a nice catch. We're talking about when February came around. This is a good little fishing trip right here. Good job, Brock Meyer. All right, here they are right here, the picture of them. Don't they look good? Nothing like fresh caught fish from the Gulf. All right. Speaking of local things going on, the Panama City Kayak Fishing Association, Trent Steege, and they just had this past weekend. You guys are amazing. It seriously exceeded my expectations. We had 31 people fishing in the tournament. I think this was up at Burnt Mill Creek. A couple more are here just for the fun of it. And then everybody came back to the ramp at 1. But is that not cool? Here's what has happened. The kayak fishing in the last couple of years have really dwindled. And it all came from actually COVID, when people were not getting together and not doing much. And now it's been a resurgence, and we're going to start seeing more and more kayak fishing going on. Here they are going down the river there, going out toward the bay. Is that not? Yeah, that's where they are. Is that not cool? And what has happened, it's kicked off. There was really strong kayak fishing in the early 2000s and 2010, 2012, and it was real strong. And then really when COVID hit, everybody sort of just got back and sort of quit doing it, quit buying kayaks. And now, like I said, you're going to start seeing a resurgence of it because especially weather like this, and it still has such a remarkable appeal to it, a kayak does. And I'm preaching to myself because I want to get back into it also. I haven't done it in a while myself. And it's just a lot of fun. All right, let's take a break. A final break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. How about middle of the day, 10:22 to 12:22, and tonight 10:46 to 12:46, and don't forget tomorrow night will be the full moon. So, and weather like it is, it'll be a good time to go fish a full moon. I bet fly fishing might be good. Now, this next little segment I'm gonna bring you, I had to take a double take on it, but this is one of our YouTube viewers up there in Abbeville, Alabama, Mike Donnell. He sent this to me, then resent it because at first I just got swamped with stuff. I didn't get around to get to it. This, you're not going to believe this. I mean, but it's true. It really happened because he knows the people it happened to. I've looked online. They didn't really put it in paper or anything, but here it is. Okay, here's Mike. I live in Hartford. Okay, Hartford. I am 69, farmed all my life, seen deer, get after dogs, but never a human. Just thought this would be of interest, Mike. Okay, so here's what happened. Travis sent that to him. Now you got to keep up with this. It's hard to believe. The assistant principal at Dale County, you know where that is, right across the border. Bucky Sconyers was out deer hunting and was attacked by a deer, and evidently fighting for his life in the hospital. You've heard anything about that? And then here's what happened. He was filling feeders out behind the house, and a buck snuck up on him and attacked him. He almost killed him. He's filleted, he's cut up in several places on his right leg, and he gorged his growing area. His right hand is messed up. He's got cuts on his stomach. Okay? And okay, so here's another post right here. So yes, this was fact check. I mean, this was just people texting each other back and forth up there in Alabama. Yes, he was snuck up on by a buck, filling, like I just said, with corn. He was not rabid. He was after a doe. I know it's insane. Just trust me, we feel the same way. So this is from the family, I think. So they did, okay. And number two, God is faithful, and we're so grateful that Bucky is still here and knew what to do in a situation to survive because he was bleeding heavily. Okay, number three, we have an amazing support system, blessed so many good people in our lives. We're so thankful for you and love you. Your prayers are felt and are getting us all through at this time. Please continue to keep Bucky in your prayers again. We appreciate them so much. So that's his story on it. And our assistant principal there, and from putting together, I called Mike. We talked on the phone a couple of times, and he was telling me about it and more details. But basically, that's what happened. He was up there, and the deer just attacked and gored him, and it was just he missed a vital artery, just barely missed it. So he was lucky to survive. And I looked online for deer attacks, and it's rare. It's rare. Like every few years you may see one, and it's usually a situation like that. So anyway, I want to share that with you, and because it's one of those, did you hear about that kind of situation? And the answer is no. Okay, so anyway, a couple more pictures here. I thought this was a cool one. Congratulations to Kyle Perry for a whopping 28 pythons last month. Kyle is one. Okay, this is in Southwest Florida. He's an agent. He won $1,000 for catching the most python. They're doing it by month now, which is cool. They started a new incentive program to remove them. Okay, this is a new program. If you're interested in joining the Python Elimination Program, so you can visit there. But here it is right here. Is that not cool? That's a good little fun. That's a fun little part-time job. So okay. So anyway, let me go back to these other pictures up here. I wanted to show. We got those. Always a good sign of. This is interesting on statistics right here. I ran across this by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, right here in the center. Hunters, anglers, and outdoor, $1.3 billion in our economy. $1.3 billion from outdoorsmen like us. So that's strong right there. And what's always a sign of spring? Ned Maxwell up there in Chattahoochee. My wife's Japanese magnolia is blooming, and that's one of the very early signs of spring in the Florida Panhandle. And I can tell that's Chattahoochee by the houses there. I got kinfolks that grew up in houses like that. So that's a great little neighborhood. What a good, it's already what happened. Well, you know what's happened. Spring is sort of, it seemed like it jumped in early. We had all that cold weather, all that snow and all that cold weather. And then, boom, the weather this last week and now, it's just spectacular. And I know a lot of y'all are taking advantage of it. So, okay. Let's close out with this one. Diane Boyce, this is good right here. Hey, Winston, went to our favorite place on the beach, actually on the planet. And listen, this is unusual. No fish were actually seen, but a great time was had just relaxing, enjoying the beach together. The most activity out was birds, and lots of birds. Hopefully we'll catch some fish soon. John and Diane Boyce, and they catch fish right and left, but they went the other day, and guess what? There they are. That's a good picture of y'all. Don't you love that shirt? Look at the birds flying. And John's out looking. Okay, nobody see what he's doing right there. He's trying to dig up. Well, I'm not going to tell you what he's doing. You can figure that out. Okay, you old timers know. We used to do it by hand and then a little fry basket. So good job, John and Diane. Good to hear from y'all. And we all get anxious. A lot of times we'll go a little bit early because the water temperature is not quite right, but it's about to get right. It's been amazing watching it, and the days have been so beautiful, but they just enjoyed getting out there with nobody around them and watching the birds fly. Y'all try that. Got to wrap it up. Y'all do something good for someone else today. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.